Aaron, do you remember last week when you asked me what things I had to do when I pulled the car out? What maintenance items?
Yeah, what do you have?
No, you know what I have, motherfucker. Okay, I have a bone to pick with VW. We'll get into that. Welcome to Curbrash. We originally planned to talk about mechanics, shady mechanics, and we have a couple of things on that to talk about. But what's fucked up is that I had an incident on Friday that I did not expect, and that upon further inspection, even Nick, you were like, "Oh, this just happens." Even you were surprised. So apparently, VW mirrors just fall off. It's like a thing that happens. So what it is, for those who don't know, not the whole driver's side door mirror, but the glass is only on there with adhesive, which, you know, Toyota encapsulates theirs in plastic. Most manufacturers would do this. And so I was driving on the highway and I, check my mirror. I look away. I check my mirror again and it's just black. And I'm thinking to myself, did it shatter? What happened? No, what happened is the mirror left. He's tired and he fucked off. So now I have no mirror. I go on the internet, as you do when you have problems, and I try to look into this. Not only is this common, especially with cars that have a heating element, VW has known that this happens for the better part of 25 years. And they haven't changed anything about their process on building mirrors. So everybody is selling like replacement mirrors just because they fuck off and you just have to buy a new mirror. And what's even worse is that VW, in all of their, knowledge and good graces, won't sell you just the glass. So you have to buy Chinesium glass, but they will sell you the whole assembly with the heating element, which is $230. Which is ridiculous. So what did I do? I had to go online. Apparently there's an Amazon seller that sells this glass. I had to buy the glass, which was $40, which is much better than $240, $30, whatever. And then I had to basically remove the mirror, which is very easy to remove because this happens a lot. And then install the glass on that piece. And I've never heard of this. Have you guys heard of anything remotely this asinine on any other manufacturer's cars where it's like, no, that just happens and they've never fixed it for 20 plus years? I can't think of anything.
BMWs.
Nissan
Valve.
with their second gear synchros and the 6-speed transmissions that they used in the Z cars.
Oh, okay, that's worse.
Nissan and their fuel starvation issues in the Z cars.
Nissan and their CVTs on all their cars?
I don't know if that one's been a thing for 20 years though.
It's been a thing
but
since
the fuel
2006.
starvation, and then it's almost has been 20 years. 2006 is 19.
Yeah.
But the fuel starvation and the second gear synchros have definitely been a thing since the 350Z days.
Aaron, you said BMW?
BMW, rod bearings. Those are like maintenance items when they should last the life of the car.
Okay.
Every single gasket on the engine needs to be changed.
I have a bone to pick with BMW too then, because for the ultimate driving machine, that thing sure is unreliable. You know how fucking arrogant BMW is? Their headquarters in Canada, they had them rename the street Ultimate Drive. Fuck you.
Where is that?
I think it's in like Markham or something.
Well, now you can look it up on Google Maps because it's Ultimate Drive.
Yeah, Ultimate Drive, because BMWs are the ultimate. You arrogant piece of shit. That's crazy.
It's ultimate drive, not ultimate reliability.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not even reliable. It's this reliability corridor, possibly reliability place. No, not happening.
Apparently, their newer cars are much better. From what I understand.
Well, the B58, as we know, as we've all come to agree, it's pretty much the most reliable engine they've made in the last 30 years.
Yeah, they seem to get it right with the 48 and the 58 and the S58.
The 48 is is it literally just the B58 with 2 cylinders lopped off?
Yeah, more or less.
What does that come in? B48.
The 330, basically every X30i model of BMW below the, I want to say below the 5 Series.
Right.
Or maybe the 530i comes with it as well, because I think the 40 is what comes with the 58.
Yes.
B58, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's everything below the 6 Series comes with the B48 if you have the X30i trim.
There's a lot of complexity with BMW's naming conventions because it's like, oh,
It
mostly.
it used to make a lot more sense than it does now.
Didn't it used to be on displacement?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like 328 used to be like
2.8 liter.
yeah, something like that. Like it used to be based on engine size and configuration, I think. Mercedes used to do the same thing.
Right.
So why is it called the B? So sorry. So why is it the 350 then?
350.
Sorry, 340. Like what? Like the engine size is what?
Well,
On the
now all that
B58.
matters is number go up. So
Yeah,
as
now
long
it's
as
number go up.
as long as number go up, then people know that they're getting a better product than the number go down.
Yeah, but also like the 40 is like usually like the B58 now, but not always, I think. Unless
I think
it
it's
is.
always the B58.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like a
never
lot
mind,
of
I'm great.
manufacturers used to do that. Like the model name denoted the engine and the design. Like for example, I don't know, Ferrari 355 3.5 liter V8 5 valve head for
Yeah.
5 valves per cylinder.
Hmm. I think that we should go back to that, to be honest with you, because I really don't like the new namings. Because you would think 340i 4 liter. That's a 4 liter V8, buddy, or
No,
whatever.
then you get like BMW 250.
Yeah, sorry, that's what it was for BMW. So the first number denoted what family it was in. So
Yes.
3 Series, 5 Series, 6 Series, whatever. And then the next two numbers denoted the displacement. So 2.8 liter, 3 liter, etc. That's what it was for BMW.
But was the 335i, which was the turbo, was that just a turbo 3 liter or was that a turbo 3.5 liter?
It was a 3 liter. They already started doing the number go up
Oh,
thing by
okay.
that.
Number go up. Number go up. It says
Yeah, I think number makes sense. Ended with like the E46 era, and number go up started with the E90 ish era.
I'm tired of manufacturers just bullshitting out of their ass. It's getting infuriating. Oh, anyway. So, there are BMW reliability garbage. We mostly agree up until very recently. But even then the
Well,
V8,
even now, anything with a V8 or
yeah,
one of those things in it, probably not gonna be a great thing to own outside
garbage.
the warranty period.
Garbage item. Send it off to die.
Would not want to touch anything that has one of their hybrid systems in it.
No. But
What,
Aaron,
BMW hybrid?
yeah.
Yeah.
I do like their new i5. I saw one on the highway today. It looks pretty boss.
Yeah, but would you want to own one outside of the warranty period?
If it's cheap enough, maybe.
Yeah, but for him, if it's cheap enough, like most things are on the table. That's how Aaron shops.
That's right.
Let me see. Which one is the i5?
It's like their electric 5 Series.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, I honestly like the way that the i4 looks. But I think they've like remedied the grill situation a little bit because the bottom of their big ass like giant nostril grill is kind of like enshrouded with black behind it, so like it kind of disappears and it doesn't feel like a giant nose. But I don't know. I just can't do it.
Not even Adro could fix it. That's how bad it is.
No, God bless Adro for trying, but I don't think
kind
it's
of
worth
like
it.
the new cars though. Like it's not that bad.
It's definitely less
Maybe
bad
open a
than
can
it
of
was.
worms. I don't know.
But I think that it is a string. Well, no, you can make the argument from like a design perspective. Obviously, there's some subjectivity, but like you should be able to defend the decisions that you make when you do something, right? Like, I'll give you an example. What I make something that I know it's going to be printed. This is obviously in graphic design, but if I make something that's going to be printed and I know that it's going to be printed on a consumer printer, I will intentionally build it so it's either on a white page or like have a thick border so that you know, when you print something on a printer that's full, like, you know, full width image, like you get that white because your printer guy can't go edge to edge. So I can defend my decisions. But I feel like if you were to ask the BMW designer why he did certain things, especially watching Adro like break down how these are strange and ridiculous decisions, like basic shit, like it kind of sounds like it's like design 101. I don't feel like they could defend half the decisions they've made.
Isn't it for airflow, that huge grill?
Yeah, but it's not just the grill. It's not just the grill. It's like the back of the M5 like kind of comes inward, and it looks like it's got like it's just.
Can you explain the rear end of the M2 to me?
Yeah.
Trying to imagine what it looks like. Bro, it pays homage to the E30, right? That boxy look. No.
Is that what they're doing?
The back of the new M2. Have you guys seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yes.
Do you remember the part in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where the one person eats the candy and they blow up like a fucking balloon?
They turn into a blueberry, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what the M2 looks like right now.
It does look a bit inflated.
I'm okay with the front of the new M2. The back is kind of ugly.
I could get over the front. I like if I had to. It's not my favorite, but I agree with you. I think the front looks like they tried something. I don't think it worked out. The back looks like a GTA car for sure. The back is
now.
I hate those squiggly headlights and taillights, man. It's like that.
Look at the BMW M2 interior and tell me, yeah, I just spent 80 grand for that.
I've sat in
you're
it.
Happy
it's not great. No.
No, what's wrong with it? It's got a big ass screen.
Yeah, but screens
That's exactly
are cheap.
What's wrong with it.
Screens are cheap. Like if you
there's no design language.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's just a screen.
The reason
it's the ultimate driving experience.
It's
you're not in there for the screen.
The reason the screen in my Golf R makes sense is because it only replaces the instrument cluster. It's a digital instrument cluster set into the instrument cluster's like housing. It's like this is what with the new Mustang, right? It's just one fucking like panel of screens.
Yep.
Yeah, even the new Elantra N, like that's actually worse, I will say, because on the left side of the Elantra N, like past the screen, there's just like a plastic, I don't even know what you would call it, just a plastic asshole that just sits there and it does nothing. It doesn't hold your phone. It doesn't do anything. Look, seriously, I'm being serious. If you go Elantra N interior,
the interior of this M2 is pretty bad. That screen, like, why does it have to extend so far?
I don't know.
I think all BMWs have this now, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not sure, actually. I think they might.
Look at that. Look, this is the Elantra, okay? Look on the left. That's just plastic. It does nothing. There's no function to it. What is that? It's just a tumor.
Yeah, 340i, same thing. Same screen in the dash. Like
the Elantra looks like it's trying to copy BMW.
Yeah, well,
like what?
It's like pretty similar.
Like what was wrong with this? I don't understand.
We're just looking at the previous generation. This is the previous generation. Yeah, I don't know.
This is like pre-facelift.
Pre-facelift. So this is like a 2019
pre-facelift.
Be a 2019
more screens, M2. more luxury. That's what people think.
But it's one big fuck off screen. Screens are not luxury. They're cheap. Like, it's a lack of trying. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. If I have to actually build an attractive dash, or I can just like drop 3 iPads like across it and go, there you go.
Like for me, it's like I don't necessarily have an issue with screens if you use them properly. It's like the car has a design language, like it has angles and curves, and it's meant to look a certain way, and the interior has to be cohesive with the design of the car. And slapping a big fuck off rectangle of a screen is cohesive with nothing other than, like, I don't know, a pickup truck. Like,
yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
How did this trend start? Is it all from Tesla? Like, I think they were the first ones to put that massive screen there.
I want to say like Tesla and Mercedes.
I think, yeah, you can definitely credit Mercedes. It was actually I think it was the A class Mercedes that first had the big fuck off screen. I remember when they first unveiled that, and it was Europe only for like the first year or something. Yeah, that was the first one where I saw that was just like screen.
Was it?
Oh my god! Look at the EQS.
Was it Mercedes or was it Mazda that started the like iPad on the dash infotainment?
That was definitely Mazda, I think.
they both started at like right around the same time.
Dude, the EQS is like, could you, okay, oh, that looks so nice. First of all, Mercedes interior quality is worse than Hyundai right now. I'm sorry, it fucking is. Everything is thin plastic. Everything is made from recycled like water bottles or something. It's disgusting.
Oh yeah, everything is creaky garbage. But as far as a screen for an interior goes, that at least has a design language to it.
Sure, if you look up the EQS interior, you'll see what we're talking about. But imagine cleaning that from the fucking fingerprints. The whole dash is just fucking
Yeah, the
grease.
whole thing is gonna be like, if you have to look at that when it's off, oh fuck.
It's like, oh, that's true.
You can look at it when
Dude,
it's
look
on.
with your phone.
Or even when it gets dusty, like you'll see the fucking. Ugh,
God.
that's horrible.
You know what
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know what car I think has the worst infotainment though,
Mm.
and like it has a normal dash, but the infotainment is just fucking horrible. The new, or the current gen, I guess, Subaru WRX.
Yeah, the like weird like tall iPad-y thing.
Yeah, it's just it looks fucking horrible. But then look at the base model.
That's what I was gonna say. The base is so much worse. If you look up 2024, oh, what the fuck? That shouldn't even be an option. You shouldn't even wasted the money developing that, bro. That's disgusting. That's worse than the like 2013, 14 era like Mustang interior. That's fucking worse.
Oh, it's just fucking horrible.
Oh, that's like a new car too, right? Yeah,
that's
from
brand new.
You can literally go out and buy it today.
Why?
Base dash.
Disgusting.
Look up 2024 WRX base dash and just like hide your kids. You don't want them to see this. That's disgusting. If you bought a new car, disgusting shit. Yeah. If you bought a new car and you showed your friends, like if I bought that and I was like, guys, I bought the base, and then you got in my car and saw that, I would expect that you would kill me
for the rest of your life.
You should kill me. Because the thing is, the upgrade one is not that much better. But it's not
like?
It's not great. It's like a tall, weird iPad thing, but with like thick.
The upgrade one looks like this. Oh, Anthony just posted it.
Well, that's much better.
It's better, but
it's
the
still... base. Come on.
But forget about the base for a second and imagine you just saw that with the thick, weird, like buttons on the side. Like you're just like does Subaru think that you're like a piece of shit or something? Like why did they do that to you? Just like you went and gave them $35,000 and they went, fuck you, here it is. Like and there's no reason for it to exist that way. Everything could have fit. Just okay. One thing I'm sick of is the fucking heater and whatever controls integrated into the screen. Fuck you. Okay?
It's not in the screen though. This one? There's buttons on the side.
On the WRX, this is the best part. You get physical buttons to control the temperature, but you get touchscreen buttons to control the fan speed.
Why? Just make a normal dash. Like you have to try. This is what they want to make something different. You have to try to make something like this. You don't just it's not inherent in like design language to end up in this fucking nightmare that they're presenting us. And then to be like, "Oh, what are we doing for the dash or the base, excuse me?"
There were literally meetings where this had to be approved.
This is what makes even less sense is when you go and look at the base model, it's just two separate screens, so they're both still screens. So the bottom is this, like, why? Why did they separate it? Like, it's not even that different. It's the same amount of screen with a bar in the middle.
Bro, two shitty screens is cheaper than one big one, I guess.
I guess. By what, $3?
Yeah, like I don't know how much cheaper.
How many cars they make? It adds up.
Because like the base model has more physical buttons, and those are going to cost more than just having it on the screen. So how much money are they really saving?
No, if you build a screen, albeit a shitty screen, like which both of these are, let's make that clear. They're both shitty screens, the base and the whatever. It's still that's double the wiring, that's double the fucking like things to go wrong, that's more like yield on a smaller screen. Like this cannot be a cost saving measure. It just can't.
It has to be though. It has to be because it's definitely not a design decision.
Is it okay? Wait,
I'm curious to see what the rationale was though.
No. This is what it is. Okay, when they build it, they build the fucking Halo version of it, and then they start stripping things. This has to be that they basically put themselves into a corner, and they're like, what do we do to make the base one undesirable? Because they don't want you to buy a base.
The WRX's infotainment is like it screams of like it was designed by a focus group.
I thought you were gonna say by a Focus RS owner, because the interior of that car is terrible too. But no,
It might have been in the focus group.
they might have been the Focus RS. They thought it was their meat. God bless them. But yeah, it literally it's designed by panel. That's what it is. But like the whole car is designed by panel. I think we're just ranting about the WRX now. But like, look at this ugly fucking turd. Like
There's
with
so
a
many
shitty
things
engine.
about it that I just don't fucking like.
Is there
Like
anything good about it?
But what? WRX?
The new
Interior or
WRX.
in general?
No, in general. The engine's a dog.
I heard the engine's not bad. I heard like it drives well. I haven't driven one.
So
but
like it's
from the reviews,
a better engine than the FA20, but it's like a fucking truck engine. Like it redlines at $6,000.
fuck it, bro. It's got torque. You know, rep to 6 grand on the street.
It doesn't have a ton of torque though.
It
I
does,
rev
doesn't
to
it?
6 grand on the street. What are you talking about?
Not really.
Every day, all the time.
Yeah. Not all
The
the time,
new-
but when I'm driving my car, if I'm
Well,
enjoying
if
myself,
you're
heaven forbid.
commuting, you're not gonna be revving the shit out of it. So
Okay,
whatever it has, I
but
think it's
okay,
fine.
but
got a
you insist
flat
on
torque
driving a
curve, that's
manual
all it
when you
matters
commute.
about.
You're rowing the gears in your manual when you commute. I could still fucking be annoyed by this if I'm driving my car.
It's
But when are you ever gonna be limited by the RPMs though? That's the thing. That's what I'd like. Is that gonna be something?
But that's
like
not
a
its
real
only
deal breaker
function.
for you?
It's not.
it's,
I would
it's
go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Anthony. Nope. You go. I'm gonna
So
say
I'm just trying to rationalize
No,
why this.
but the rationale is it's not a
such a big
fucking
deal,
like
right?
base Impreza. It's not a fucking CVT crossover. It's a fucking rally car. It's a WRX. It's their
The-
like
the
second
rationale-
prestige.
the
Is
rationale.
that what you're gonna be
is that-
using it for though? Like, are you
Yes!
gonna
that
be
this is
on
supposed
the
to
rally?
be.
That's
it's supposed
that
to
whole
be-
selling point. I think is gone because they know who their market is. It's not for the
Aaron, what are you
enthusiasts
talking
anymore.
about?
I know that they know that their market is fucking clowns, but it's like it's supposed to be a sports sedan or a sport compact very long time ago now. But the whole point of that is the word sport, and there's nothing sporty about a 6,000 RPM redline. My vibe redline's higher than that.
You like the S2000 because the red lights at 9K.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, I feel like we're beating a dead horse here. We've gone through this many times.
We haven't gone through this specific car, but we've gone through it personally. We've never talked about it on the podcast. So fair enough. But it's just I'm asking reasonably, is there anything to like here? Because it's ugly. Do we agree it's ugly? I mean, I know me and Nick agree it's ugly, but
Yeah, I can't
In
get
black, it's okay.
black cladding.
because it's hiding the cladding.
It's
only
the cladding. But yeah, if you compare it to the previous models, okay, sure, yeah, it's.
I think
pretty
the
ugly.
only no, I will take it back. There's one thing I like about it, and I genuinely think that if minus the cladding, the front clip of that car looks like what I would expect a next generation, like from the like 2019 model up to this. It's what I expected it would look like, but the rest of it is not. It's not even like a
Nice.
good place to be. Like you can't even sit in there and be like, oh, this is nice, because it's not. Like, why do they? Okay, this is a nitpick. If you look at the steering wheel on the new WRX, why is there like just a piece of plastic in the middle instead of giving us like a nice sporty like V at the bottom of the wheel? They've just got like a shitty like Alibaba ass piece of plastic, and they just stamped in the word WRX because it makes the wheel look ridiculous. Like, even that, they couldn't even give you an attractive steering wheel. Like, there's nothing to like here, man.
Yeah, I mean it's very much like the steering wheel in the previous generation STI. In fact, it might actually be exactly the same.
It had that
Yeah, it
piece of
looks like,
plastic in it.
This is the steering wheel in my girlfriend's car.
And bro, this car is like what, 35 grand, maybe 40 out the door. They gotta cut costs somewhere.
Yeah, but like
Okay, but at least make it sporty. Like, I don't know. Sorry. For me, like, Redline is part of being a sport or sports-ish car. Like, if it doesn't, like, I can understand a Corvette, but like the WRX could only hope to make the low-end torque that the Corvette does.
also like
So that I can understand.
the percentage of WRX that are sold, and this is funny coming from me, as manuals is still really high. Like, it's surprisingly high. So the enthusiast market is still there. I'm just going to find out exactly what it is.
I honestly think it's around
2023.
50%.
Like, that's really high. No, in 2023, 79% of WRXs sold had 3 pedals. That's crazy high. Like, so the market is still there. If you are optioning this car as a manual, there is no doubt in my mind that nobody just goes, I think I'll have a manual as a normie. These are people who want a WRX, and this is the only option they have to buy a new one. Because the FA20s, the DET, right? With the turbo?
Well,
Like-
now it's the FA24.
Right, but the old one, I'm saying the old one was the FA20, whatever, the turbo. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to own a used one of those because we know that a boosted FA20 from the BRZ side, not the most reliable. So I don't know. I don't want to own someone like that generation of WRX where one, it looks like a Camry, which is like, at least it looks like a Camry and it doesn't look like a, you know, this. But like, I assume they get like really beat on those cars, and the FA20s, they're not really
What does
stable.
the Golf
boosted.
have to?
67?
67.
What does the WRX rev to? 6?
6.
Bro,
Yeah.
are you really gonna notice a difference with
Yes.
like that little?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's like a whole extra second of revs.
No, it is. It does
Okay,
make a difference.
Fine.
It's fine.
I've
Dude,
never driven either car, so I don't know.
Okay,
I
but
just don't feel like it's that big of a deal.
if it didn't matter, then it wouldn't like. Then it'd
Like,
be,
it's
oh,
not even
the
a car that we would even want to rev out, to be honest. Let's be fair.
No,
The
because it revs to
WRX?
6. It's going to feel like a fucking dump truck. Of course I'm not going to want to rev it out.
every
Even-
time I
even-
go and look at the
Even
posts
like the
about
previous gen, like who's buying one of these to actually be a sport car? Like, you know, it's a
But
fun
what-
commuter.
what? No, dude. People. I'm sorry. Like people have been buying these cars as like enthusiast vehicles for a long time. Like it's not. It's not like there's no market for the WRX that are like hot boy drivers. Like this is every fucking car on a street corner in Markham. Every single one of them is a WRX. I mean, not this one, but you know.
I just feel like low end torque is more important for a fun daily streetable car.
I'm
Okay,
not
but
necess-
you can have low end torque and a higher red line. The Golf R does it.
Barely. It's a
The Type R
barely
does it.
higher.
barely.
The different cars, a different price range too, right? You gotta
Right,
think about
but
that.
okay, the
Subaru has a
GTI
lot of
does the same
constraints to
thing.
give you this car.
The GTI does the
STI?
same thing. The GTI does the same
GTI.
thing.
TI has the same red line and it has low end torque. That's a commuter car.
The only thing they cheaped out on the GTI is its front wheel drive. And honestly, the interior of the GTI is like, it's touching on some of the nicer stuff with like low end like Audis and definitely Mercedes. But like, you know, it like you can get it with all leather if you want it, or you can get the tartan that everybody loves. I know it's sacrilege. You should get the tartan, but like, and there's heritage and fucking, you know, all the stuff you like. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just
GTI rev line's still around the same. Like, I don't know. I'm not buying it.
That's
Okay,
700
that's
RPM
fine.
makes a difference.
I'm not
I
buying it.
respect that you're
We're
not buying
getting-
it. We don't all have to agree. That would be
I
boring.
do agree it's ugly, but if I don't think the sole reason why that car is not good is because of its rev range.
No, it's not the sole reason. It's just sort of like,
It's just part of the reason.
okay, even if it's not a big deal to you, right? You wouldn't be you who cares about your image would not be seen in a WRX, I think.
I don't know. It looks pretty good in black, like I said.
Yeah, because it hides the fucking thing. But even if you even if you get the
That
cladding
fucking
painted,
Pacifica thing again.
yeah, he's doing the Pacifica thing. But like I don't even necessarily think that like it's a fully bad driving car. I know Nick hates the idea of it. I'm like, maybe it could be good, but it's just you're making so many, and to quote Nick, it's like, wow, you really got to put a lot of money into something to make it be acceptable, right? Because people have done tunes too where they raise the red line, which because I was really interested in this rabbit hole. They've been raising the red line on this thing because the only reason the red line is where it is emissions. That's why the STI got scrapped. Is
But
because of
also think about the
emissions.
price point of this car, right? It's much cheaper than the other ones you guys have brought up. GTI.
The GTI
Golf R.
is
The
no,
GTI,
the GTI is the
is
same price.
Same price.
I don't
same
think
price
so.
range.
Isn't the WRX much cheaper in the base trim?
No,
No, they both start around 30.
yeah, they're both
No,
in it.
I think the WRX has to be cheaper. There's no way the GTI is around the same price.
We will
as
go
that.
right now and we're gonna look at Subaru's website. And I'm gonna
Because
tell
if
you
it was, then
gonna look
why
at
are people
Volkswagen,
driving
you go look at
WRXs
Subaru.
when they can buy
Bro.
GTI?
the 2025 WRX starts at 40. That's
All right,
actually worse than I thought
In
it would be.
base, it starts at 40 now.
That's the base model. It
Oh,
starts
shit.
at 40.
How much is a base GTI?
30 something.
I'm going to find it.
We did this the other week. We looked at them, and it is like 30 something for the like basest base.
No
We'll
way a
find
base
it.
WRX is
Yay.
40.
That's what it.
Build-
Go on Subaru's fucking website, right? What do you think? I'm lying to you? Go on their website. I
How is
made
that
it
possible?
And Volkswagen's build your own
Their
car
builder
as opposed
is, yeah, it's busted right now. Hold on, models
Bro,
and
it
off. No,
says
I can find it.
32.
Okay,
Or is this the American site?
you are definitely on the American site.
It starts at 36 in Canada.
What does
36 495
for
The GTI?
for a GTI.
There you go.
Why the fuck are people buying WRXs then? Go
Because
buy
they're
GTI.
stupid. Like this is the.
Oh, you know what it is? It's the I need all-wheel drive. I live in Canada.
Nope.
I live
Okay.
in Toronto where it snows a couple of
Alright.
times a year. I need an all-wheel drive.
There's nothing more infuriating than, and this has longly been debated, than people who think they need all-wheel drive because like it snows 3 times. I have seen. We all have driven. Well, at least me and Nick have. Fucking rear-wheel drive cars in the fucking snow. We drove our BRZ FRS respectively in the snow. Like, you don't fucking need it. If the car moves.
Didn't you BRZ in the winter?
Huh?
I did. I don't know why I was excluded.
Oh, did you? I thought you put it away.
Yeah.
Okay,
Put it
then.
away, bro. I drove that thing all year for like 3-4 years.
Oh, right, but not on your fucking TEs. Okay, yeah.
No, I had some winter tires.
Okay. See, no, but there you go. We've all done it. There is nothing difficult about just don't drive like an asshole. That's what these people want to do. They just want to fucking hammer down. That's it.
I drove, and my BRZ was lowered 1.2 inches, and I drove it through 4 winters like that,
Really?
or 5.
Wow.
No issues. Plenty of snowstorms.
Yeah.
I've never gotten stuck in the BRZ, but I got stuck in the Fit this year, which is
Did you really?
I
guess saying something.
got stuck once in the BRZ because I got beached. The snow was a little too deep on the road.
Yeah. I got stuck this year. I got beached this year in the Gulf R. Didn't even have winter tires. Perfectly fine. Snow plows pushed snow into the fucking driveway. Beached. Which was lots of fun.
Guys,
drove-
I'm a little concerned that the GTI is cheaper than the WRX, but people are still buying them. Like, it's blowing
He's
my mind how the
concerned about the
GTI is cheaper than that.
population.
Like, why are they? I don't know.
I
Like, what is
don't know.
It has to be the reason that they need 4-wheel drive.
No, but I think people are
That's
stupid.
gotta be one of it.
I think,
Because
dude,
it doesn't look good. Yeah, I
it doesn't
agree.
look good. If you are super invested 50-50, let's say 33% of people enjoy how it drives, according to you, basically. So, like, look at that infotainment. You know how they fucking tried to kill people with this info? You have to try to make something that ugly, and you have to look at that every day on your way to work when you're stuck in traffic.
And then, like, if you really think about it, like the manual in the WRX is really no better than the GTI because the WRX uses the cable 6-speed instead of the STI's one that uses mechanical linkages, so it feels like garbage, kind of like the GTI's manual. But the automatic WRX comes with a CVT.
Yeah, which is way worse.
Yeah, you get DSG. So
yeah, you get a genuine dual clutch.
So literally the only reason to go for the WRX over the GTI is if you absolutely need to have all-wheel drive.
I actually wait. Oh my god! I dissuaded one of my coworkers from going for a WRX. I'm just remembering, and I said, "You're buying a GTI," and she was like, "Yeah, you're right." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm right. What do you mean? How is this happening?" Oh, this is insane.
Like you can see Aaron, like the gears are turning in his head right now.
I'm very upset.
Trying,
I
He's trying to
I
figure
really
it out.
thought it was just a value proposition, but it's not. It's just
it's not.
I don't know. I guess there's a lot of Subaru fans. People
People have drank the WRX Kool-Aid.
well, Subaru is
Lesbians
now
are
allegedly lesbians are buying it. Subaru is now allegedly the most reliable car brand. Like
I'm not buying it.
I don't buy it either. If you listen, they're fine, but enjoy your $900 spark plug change. That was the most rude awakening shit for me when I bought my car. I did not expect that.
You know, like that's kind of the thing about owning them is like everything that would normally be like annoying and difficult to do is kind of easy because it's all either right on the top or right on the bottom. But everything that would otherwise be kind of easy to do, like spark plugs, is a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah,
I love changing the oil on the in that car because the oil filter is like right there.
That's
you
a
don't have to
great-
go
Yeah,
under.
like you like if you had a drain valve on the BRZ, you could literally, if your arms were long enough, you didn't even need like stands or jack or
Yeah.
anything.
you can do it on the ground.
Yeah.
Just
I-
go over like one of those sewer covers, flip the Fumoto valve.
Don't drain your oil into a
Close it and-
sewer.
Yeah, no, it's the city's oil disposal. I thought we knew that.
This is our oil. Okay.
In case anybody's wondering, in Canada, because we do oil collection here, so every street has an oil disposal on it. You just look for the grate. It basically looks like a sewer grate, but if you pull up to it, conveniently enough, your oil drains usually will land right over it, and you can just change your oil there.
Do you think we're gonna get a ticket for this? Don't.
It's true.
Please don't do that. That's
Bro, I
a
thought you were
bit-
serious for a bit. I was like, really?
You got Aaron.
I was gonna drive to Hamilton right now, pour all my oil in there.
Dude.
Yeah, come on over, bro. I got one right in the middle of my street.
Yeah, it's really convenient, I'm sure. Just right in the middle there.
Bro, speaking of oil, I think now I have like 8. It's gonna be 10 soon when I do my
What?
summer car oil changes of just jugs of oil.
Like used?
You know those used.
Bring
Like, you know,
them
for the
to Canadian
washer
Tire.
fluid, I have like 10 of those just filled.
Bro.
Bring them to Canadian Tire or the
Yeah.
dump.
They dispose
Do
of
they
it.
take it? Like Canadian Tire?
Yeah,
They dispose
Do
of
I
it
need to
for
talk to
free,
anyone or
right?
just like do I just leave it with them?
just go into like the parts area and be like, I have some oil to drop off.
I have a lot of oil.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's
I think
totally
I do
fine.
it this spring.
There's a it's really funny to bring bulk things back. It's not really car related, but as I convinced my girlfriend to switch to vaping, but she likes the disposable ones because the flavor's better. So we're just constantly getting these disposables. She had like 30 of them, and they're like, yeah, we have a program. You just bring back your old one when you buy your new one, and then we'll actually recycle it. So just a fucking grocery bag of fucking used vapes, and they're like, I have some vapes for you, just like a fuck off like. It had weight to it, bro. I was like,
my
that's what
God.
it's like for the oil people when you show up with
Is
fucking
it those big ones?
yeah,
The big
it's
disposable ones?
bigger. Yeah, it's not the small one. It's like the
Yeah,
size
yeah.
is a
Yeah,
little
I know what
smaller
you're
than a
talking
phone. Yeah.
I remember I
Oh,
used to
man.
have those jewel pods everywhere. Like,
You
it was kind of gross. Yeah.
would fit right in
Like
at
when
a
I
shop.
first met you guys.
Yeah, I've
What
gi-
he does look like he could work at a vape shop.
yeah. You do look like you could work at a vape shop,
Why? Just because I'm Chinese?
Aaron could sell carts to kids.
dude. I yeah. Aaron's like,
Like
I'm
a
morally
convenience
gray.
store?
Dude, a friendly convenience store that'll
Hey, if
sell
the
to a
price is right,
12-year-old.
all that matters, as long as it's a good price, good deal. They'll
No,
do it.
when they're illegal, you can like jack up the price because you're doing them a favor, bro. You can pay
There,
double.
see, he'd be
Mm.
getting a good deal.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be making a ton of money.
Man, when we were young, there was this one convenience store that never checks for ID, and we would
Yeah.
all go there to buy cigarettes. The guy was but his cigarettes were much more expensive. It was kind of
Yeah, he was charging you way more money.
Yeah,
He was giving you the I don't check your ID price.
Yeah, which
So it's just like
Fair
the
enough.
convenience stores around here that didn't check IDs when you wanted to buy like pipes and shit.
yeah.
I
Pipes are
got it.
different, but this is like actual cigarette tobacco
Yeah.
products that like ruin kids' health.
Well, this is the thing though. It doesn't matter because in one way or another, like you can go to a reserve, which bless up natives. You can go to a reserve and you can just buy fucking like bags of like shitty cigarettes. There was a time once where I went when my girlfriend smoked, and they're really expensive in Canada. For those who don't know who aren't Canadian, a pack of cigarettes here is like $20. So you go to the reserves, you get like a carton for 10. They're the worst. Yeah, they're the worst cigarettes you've ever smoked. They're like. They're not even the floor clippings. They're the shit that fell between the grate and they got mixed in Nick's oil and then you put it in the fucking.
If you're a pack a day smoker in Canada, like you're touching some paper because that shit
Yeah.
that's
No,
not
100
cheap.
Dude, sometimes when I'm
$20 a
getting
day, that's
gas,
insane.
there's like people buy. They're like, can I get 2 packs of like Belmonts, which they don't sell outside of Canada, but they're very premium cigarette. That's a $50 order. 2 $25 packs of fucking cigarettes. Like people talk about car guys having money, but I'm sorry, if you're smoking 2 packs of Belmonts a day, what do you do for a living? You're talking about my habits. At least your cigarettes don't have depreciation. That's crazy. You're just burning money, literally.
The reserve smokes are hilarious because it's literally like a Ziploc bag full of cigarettes.
Yeah. It's like just a Ziploc bag, like a big fuck off Ziploc bag. I mean, you can get like packaged stuff, like, but that shit's like $50 for a carton, which is still like 2.5 packs. But like,
that's for the people that aren't quite at the level where they don't care that they're smoking darts out of a Ziploc bag yet.
yeah, I'm not a cigarette smoker, but if I was, I would definitely be a Ziploc bag cigarette smoker. That's for sure. Because I could not
But the
imagine.
taste,
that.
is it the same?
Oh,
or
it's
is
horrible. No, no,
Oh,
it's
no,
no,
it's
it's
horrible?
no.
They're rough as shit.
What do you? I thought we could infer. They're the worst
They're
thing you
like-
ever smoked.
It's bro, like you could light a tire on fire, and it's probably healthier to inhale that shit than a reserve.
Does it still
card.
give you a nicotine rush though?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely
I
gonna.
guess that's all that
That's the
matters.
one. It's like, oh, whether you buy budget or premium, like we're all gonna die. Like cigarette smokers, like it doesn't matter what I smoke. That one, it matters. That one is like that one's gonna kill you way faster, no question. That's like, I would not be surprised how many extra things you might find in there. Some cockroaches, some whatever. Like just that's the worst shit. What's amazing is you can still buy them. I don't know if they're $10. They might be 15 now, but like, you can still get a bag of
They're
rollies.
still cheap.
Can you
So-
really?
So walk me through this. How do you buy them? You go to the native reserve.
Just go to the
they-
reserve.
There's literally smoke shops set up on the side of the road. Like there's literally there's trailers and shanties
Yeah.
and just any type of building you can imagine that'll just say like Great Wolf Smokes on
Yeah.
it, and you just go in and buy it.
The most common thing you'll find, which I did for a long time, is that you'll go and there'll be some that are like attached to gas stations, because obviously native gas, for those who don't know, they don't pay a lot of taxes that normal gas stations pay. Oh my god, I'm just thinking about this with the carbon tax debt. I wonder what the
Well, yeah,
native
are
gas
there any
stations.
You're paying
native?
less than like $1 a liter right now. If you're a native, you're probably paying less than $1 a liter on the reserve for gas right now.
Beauty.
Are there native car
Which-
dealers? Can we get some savings
No.
there?
You
No, well, yes, you can. If
you?
if you're native and you have like your native card, and you buy a car, you have to it's a little bit ridiculous, but basically, if you take a picture of yourself with your native card and your bill of sale in front of like the sign or whatever for the native area that you're local to, you don't have to pay tax on your car.
wait, but hold on.
Wow.
That's the specific rule.
Yes,
You have to take a photo of
I
you
have seen
with
it.
your card
yes,
in front
that
of the
is the
sign for
rule.
like Oshweekend or something, which is the one that I visit.
that is the yes,
You're
that is the
joking.
rule. And then you don't have to pay tax for your car.
Do you?
Wait,
they
wait.
have- this is
Of their sign? What do
Yeah,
you mean?
like, you know when you go into like, I don't know, Mississauga, it's like welcome to Mississauga.
I don't fucking know the exact sign. Like I've literally seen it done
No, like there's
dozens of times
there's
because of where I used to
signs.
work.
Yeah, outside of like Six Nations Reserve, it'll say like welcome
Yeah,
to whatever.
you got to take a picture of yourself, your bill of sale, your native card in front of the reserve sign,
I'm not
basically to
like
prove that you are a native, you are local, and you have bought this car,
I don't
and you don't have to pay
understand.
tax when you're done that.
Why does that matter? If I walk into a dealership who has computer systems that are linked to the government, they should be able to run my card like a human being and not have to say, like, what do they want? Like, I'm
do they
sorry.
post their photo on a wall or like what?
Yeah,
do you
they're
guys
like,
do?
"Get
Is
this
for, like,
one."
DEI.
They do with it. I just know that, or at least that was the process when I was working there. Maybe it's different now.
I hope so. I hope there's not some guy who's like, well, I bought my WRX, but I have to fucking take a picture next to the sign.
I don't
Like,
know,
the-
bro. If they were like, "Hey, if you go take a selfie with your native card in front of the sign and you can save 12 grand," I think I'd be like,
I-
"All right, I'll take a trip out."
I agree with you, but the difference is that it's not as though they're doing them a favor. It's the fucking laws. Like, they're not like, for a crazy wacky challenge, if you take this photo, we'll give you 6 grand. It's like,
It's like a side quest. It really is.
Bro, I've never heard of this. There's no way. There's some guy
I
just trolling
swear
all
to
these guys
fucking
at that
God,
place.
bro.
is somebody at
I'm
your
not
dealership fucking
kidding
with
you
them?
right
This is a wall in the back room. Which
Just
I'm
pictures
not
of
fucking
of
kidding.
native people who didn't know any better. Those poor natives. They didn't know.
Bro, I have a native friend, and he had to do it.
They made him
he's
do
fucking
it.
with you. He's gotta be
Yes.
fucking with you.
This is-
I'm dead
I'm
fucking
absolutely
serious,
googling
bro.
this right now. Native card, car
Like,
tax.
is it stupid? Yes, but like that was the process.
Car
No
dealership
way.
asking for photo of car on reserve after purchase for files. Oh my god.
No, is that actually a thing?
Yes.
CRA, I feel bad saying this word, but the CRA / the Indian Act, I don't like when they call it. Like, I'm not normally the guy who cares about this stuff, but ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not
GST,
saying this because I'm like racist, but like it's literally this is true. It's a thing.
Wait, no,
Wow.
really. The rules, the exemption rules for all of Canada require two parts: that the person be status, so have their card, and that the item they purchased either be purchased on the reserve or delivered to the reserve. This is where the dealership rules of delivery come from. That said, in Ontario, if we have a further exemption for 8% of HST called Ontario First Nations rebate, yeah. So basically, I think it's 8% off certain goods. It's 8% off the taxes. So it's not even fully tax-free, it seems like.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wrong on that part.
I mean, it's still gonna be thousands, so that we're clear. But like, it's
Yeah.
So you have to take a picture of it on the reserve to prove it was delivered to a reserve. That's
There you go.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Thank you. Google has fucking exonerated.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you were fucking with us there
Yeah,
for sure.
I believed that you had to like have your card and like, but you're like, no, you need to take a picture not of the car, like with the photo, like next to the sign that just says reserve. Like, here I am being a native. Like, that's it just sounds not real.
That's basically what they make you do.
That's craziness,
It's
man.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
In this day and age with all this technology and shit, they need a fucking photo.
Okay, so
Wow.
you get okay, you don't get a tax exemption solely for having status. You get tax exemption for having status and having the car switch possession from them to you while on a reserve, which is a loophole in the law that allows tax-free purchases while on reserves. Technically, you shouldn't have gotten a tax exemption if you pick up the car from the dealership, but they're going to look the other way. So long as they have a picture, they can send to the CRA. So that thing comes from the dealers being like, if we have proof, big quotes, that we deliver the car to the reserve, then you can come pick it up from the dealership like a human being and not be like, here it is, and just shove it out into a fucking field. So, yeah, okay. I mean, fair enough. Actually, it kind of seems like they're doing you a favor at that point.
Yeah.
Because, well, all right, fair enough. Fuck.
Yeah, any other
Not-
loopholes? Can you do that with like what is it, like the build your house?
What do you mean?
What? Build your house on the reserve and then pick
No,
it up
no,
in a truck
like-
and wheel it to the city and you don't pay tax? Like,
What does that mean?
Work too. Or like when you buy a house, you get a deed. Like, what if you transfer the deed on then reserve? Like, do you not pay tax on that too?
But the deed,
Maybe?
the deed is to the address of the house.
yeah.
If it's not
That's
on the
true.
reserve, then
Aaron, you own a
Fair
home.
enough.
You
you're
know
gonna
what's
pick up
on a
that
deed.
pretty fast.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
never seen a deed in my life. That's some shit I believe a prospector has. But like, you own a home and have a deed, and I can tell
Wait,
you
but
there's an
what if-
address
what
on
if
it.
these-
In my mind, every deed is written on like old, like rolled pirate paper, and you write it with a quill. Like that's what deeds look like in my head.
That's 100% what Aaron's deed looks like. It's
So what if you
rolled up
sign
with
over the deed on the reserve, and then you don't have to pay tax?
but it's still
That's
to
gotta
a
be it,
house
too.
that's off the reserve. The reason why this works is the car is going to be used on the reserve. That's the point, right? You can then legally
That's
take
the
the car
wink,
off.
wink, nudge, nudge
Yeah.
part of it.
You can. They're like, what are they? Where was this car
Fine.
delivered? You funny little native. Like, they're not going to do that. It's not possible. Although I will say, on the topic, because we're talking about driving near the reserves, they don't do it as much anymore. I think something's changed with the cigarette laws, because it used to be they did not pay government taxes on the cigarettes. They were just like, here you go, we made cigarettes, and the police can't come do anything about it. So now, or back in the day, cops used to sit and watch for people going in and out of the reserve, because technically speaking, the way I understand it, if there is one native listener listening and I get this wrong, sorry, but the way I understand it is you're legally not supposed to, you can go there, buy a pack, smoke it up in there, have your fun, but you can't take it off the reserve. But people do it all the fucking
Yeah, it's
time.
basically considered smuggling.
Yeah. So cops used to sit
Ah.
just outside, like where near the highways where the reserves were, and if they would like see cars going in, and if they would come back out within a certain amount of time, they'd be like, okay, I'm gonna initiate a traffic stop. I've never been pulled over, although I have seen somebody else getting pulled over, like in front of me, and I was like, oh my ass.
So what you're saying is I can't start a CBP business on the reserve.
You probably could, but it wouldn't really change much because that's like import tax. I think legally,
Yeah, like
unfortunately, pay that.
for everybody that gets stopped for smokes leaving the reserve, there's probably like 1,000 people that have gone through unbothered.
Yeah.
There's not much of a market there.
Before they started paying the taxes, because now they have like that, when you buy like a tobacco or a marijuana product, it has like the little Canada duty paid sticker. They didn't used to have those, so they were not paying the duty, which is I think why they've gone up so much in price, because they're paying the duties now. But I used to make a point of coming in from one side of the reserve and then leaving from the other side, so like I wasn't coming right back out to the highway, because I'm like a paranoid little fella, especially after that other guy got pulled over.
To like, I guess kind of maybe steer this back towards the topic of cars, but do you ever notice how like the reserve gas stations are like really nice?
Yeah,
like,
they're
nicer
amazing.
than the city gas stations. They're so fucking nice.
They're so good.
They're like US gas stations.
Yeah.
Like there's just something about like American gas stations. They're just like bigger and better, and there's more stuff.
You know what it is?
That's reserve gas stations here. They just look fancier and better.
I like American gas stations because this is a small thing, but in Canada we have all our tobacco product in or like adult, whatever you call it, like it's all covered, and like just like you can't. There's no like, oh, I'd like this. Like there's no premium of like I want that. Like you just have to go in and know what cigarettes are. You can't
like, window shop in Canada.
You can't window shop a cigarette, which is ridiculous. When I pump gas and I'm paying so much money for gas, I need to be able to window shop my cigarettes. That's what I always say. But that being said, I agree with you, because you go in and there's like, and maybe this is like a Canada, like US effect, but like they have so many things we don't have that I think when I stop at a gas station in the States, I'm like overwhelmed by choice. You know what I mean?
It's like a small vacation in and of itself.
Oh, 100%.
Where's our nearest reserve? Like, where do you go?
I go to
I've never been to one before.
Yeah, Oshweekon. I literally live like I can get to the reserve in like 15.
We
20
drive
minutes.
like very close to the reserve when we do drives, like very close. So
yeah,
we could stop in if you want.
Yeah, it should be our next field trip.
That's.
I mean, I can do a route. I can do a route through there if you guys. I do it all the time in the summer.
Yeah, we should. The one I go to is shit. What's it called? It was called something stupid. I'm trying to remember. It was like a silly.
You know
name.
where Caledonia is? That's. Like,
yeah, that's
you're
where
there.
it is.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's right there. It's not far at all. Like, yeah, you can just
Is
go
there
there.
anything for me aside from like cigarettes? I don't smoke, but
They have a lot of them. Well, they have a lot of American
nice parks on the river and stuff.
Yeah, there's some twisty roads that are nice to drive, and there's really no cops.
Yeah, and the gas is a little bit cheaper even if you're not native.
It's pretty cheap. No, it's much cheaper. Like you pay for premium what like to get premium on a reserve, you're basically paying what like 87 is everywhere else, give or take, like a few cents.
Yeah.
Maybe like 4 cents more. So right now, I'm sure like premium on the reserve is like $1.30 a liter or something like that. So like, pretty good. Especially because I was already going out there. Like I would always fill the reserve because I'm going out there anyway. Oh, and it's always full service. There's always a guy or a lady that comes out and just fills your tank for you, and then you just tap your card and off you go. You're not paying a premium for that either. And then if you are native, which I know you're not, Aaron, sorry, but yeah,
I miss those full service gas stations. Fuck, I wish we still.
I
had
don't like
those
them.
here. No,
I don't really trust some of them to like not fuck up what they're doing. I don't know. It's weird.
The
like
reason,
and I know like pumping gas is like it's literally one of the most straightforward things ever, but it's like I don't trust them to like not tap the nozzle and not spill gas on my paint.
Yeah,
and stuff
no, I
like
agree.
that.
I will say,
Fair
I
enough.
think for me, it's just that like, okay, so I just said I like the Native Reserve full service because they have like, those like modern machines where they can punch in a thing and hand it to you and you tap your card on it. Whereas the other full service gas stations that are in Hamilton and there's one in Oakville, like they take your card and fuck off. And that bugs me. Like, don't do that. We have modern technology. Don't steal my card.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember going to
Pioneer. I've had that too.
That has full serve, and it's like they would pump your gas, and then you'd have to pull up like 10 feet to the little shack that the attendant sits in. The fucking sweat lodge that he's in the summer. And you'd have to like, for some reason, he wouldn't come get the card. You'd have to like reach as far out of the car as you possibly can to him sitting in the shack. And then he'll tap your card on the machine and you can leave.
No, I don't. I would prefer to do, like, first of all, get up, dude. But like, secondly, whenever I have to go to the full service one in Oakville, he's like, you want me to take your card? And I'm like, no. I'm going to get out of the car and I'm going to go inside. I'm going to tap it. I do not trust you to not take photos of my fucking Visa.
Yeah,
Absolutely
like the native gas stations are like you get window service. They bring
Yeah.
that shit right to you.
Well, how much do you want to fill? What do you want? Here's a tap. Like, yeah, thanks so much for coming. They're not. I always get weirded out by like like any kind of service because I'm like, I could fill myself. I don't need you. And then like, I'm like, when are they gonna start asking for tips on the fucking pump? 'Cause I really hope the answer is never. But like, they
I'm
never
sure
do.
some people tip them.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, like, if you're going to the native reserve for gas, are you tipping? I'm just
Fair
saying, man.
enough.
I don't. I could not imagine
They
that
got
they
premium
are.
gas, right? They got 93,
Yeah, they got 90.
91.
No, 91. They don't got
Got
93. You don't need 93. That's, we're gonna have that discussion. You don't need 93.
90.
You don't need 90. If you
Nick needs
tune for 93, you need
He's
93.
tuned.
No, like the MR2 genuinely runs better on 93 than it does on 91. Like I can literally I can feel the power difference, but I guarantee you if I did like dyno runs on 91 and 93, it would make more power on 93.
Okay, let me rephrase. Modern cars do not need 93. That's my
Bro, I can tell a difference with the middle grade when I put in my fit.
What?
Who the fuck uses the middle grade?
No, okay,
Bro, like,
let's
it gives you a
rephrase.
better pickup. I feel it.
You use 89 in the fit sometimes?
Crazy
For
people
like
use
a
89.
month, I'd use an 89. But
If
I
you
stopped.
hit 89 at a
It's
pump,
really expensive.
I would clown you endlessly.
Well, now you can because Aaron uses 89. Apparently.
You do it consistently?
Only
Bro,
for a month. I stopped.
Serial killers use 89.
It wasn't worth it.
Dude,
But you can definitely feel the difference.
no, you can't. It's tuned for 87. It's not flex fuel. It doesn't know the composition of the gas. It only has a NOx sensor.
Bro.
That's not how it works. I'm not even mechanically inclined, and I know that's not how that works. It's a Honda Fit.
So basically, what you did for a month is pay more for gas than you really needed to.
No, I swear to God, it was. You can feel the difference. It felt like it picked up faster. Not even in my head. Like it.
What do you mean not even? It's the
better.
only metric we have. Not even. It's.
You guys gotta try it. Try it. Try it with the vibe.
I
I
feel
am
99
99
next time. I'll pay the difference. So you can feel the difference.
Bro, I'm
My brother, I
not
pay.
fucking putting 80. I would fill the vibe with like fucking cooking oil if I could. Like if it would run on it, I'd rather use that.
I thought you were gonna say I'd rather fill it
I
with
would too.
water and sink it than ever put 89 octane in that fucking car.
If it could run on water, I'd just fucking fill it with the garden hose.
I've never. Okay. I'm very. If you don't have.
That's like an old person thing, man. Like when they used to have those
Just try,
like,
bro. I'll pay the difference. Try it one
carbureted
time.
cars. There's like, oh yeah, sometimes I put 89 in it and it runs so much better.
But okay. That's okay. I'm like having a small aneurysm.
Wait. So why do they have 89 then? Like, what is it for? If it's not for.
It's not for. There
Like-
used to be more cars that actually were like
Yes.
89. It is
89 is basically a holdover from like old cars.
Yes, and
That
also
it still exists.
it's not like it's like they mix it in the fucking pump. It's 50-50, 91 and 87. So like it's not like there's like a separate tank where it's like, wow, this is costing us space. You're literally just mixing 87 and 91. So like it can exist there and be a holdover and it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Basically,
man.
it costs them nothing to offer 89 because they have all the ingredients.
Yeah. It's just a slot on the pump. I wish they would just get rid of it. There are like a couple of cars that like were actually tuned for 89. I mean, also like I don't know.
I
would
can't think of
never-
any offhand. I just know it's like it's an old
They do exist, yeah.
over from like a time long gone.
I think it might even be I think there's at least one car from like the 90s that was done for 89, but for the life of me I can't remember. Maybe we should Google it. We should be like factual cars that actually use 89.
Says a Tacoma. I looked it up.
Really?
Apparently, that's recommended.
Well, there you go.
It
yeah,
says
see,
no performance gain to use 89 in the fit. Well, guess you guys are right.
no, it says 89 octane fuel also for Stellantis, like Dodge Charger, Dodge Challenger, Durangos, the V8 Hemi, like the 5.7 liter, does recommend 89. So there are cars that still like recommend 89 as like a mid-grade, you know. It's just kind of
That's fucking stupid.
Oh, apparently some older BMWs also used to request 89 on their sticker. So that's interesting. Oh, speaking of gas, I did want to
Pay
touch
for
on
89.
this.
Just pay the fucking extra and get 91.
Well, you just
like
pay the 91. I fully agree with you, but this is the thing. If you own, I've never met a Dodge Charger Challenger owner with a V8 that like the car is a quality item. Like maybe a Hellcat in Canada, not in the States, but like every Dodge V8 owner, it's kind of a clap car. Like they're usually stickery. They're usually stickered with AK-47s.
Some way, shape, or form. They definitely attract a type of person.
Yeah. I did see this the other day, and this is specific to VW, so you know this is my VW kick. Actually, it was just today. Did you know? So the old GTI, the Mark 7 and the 7.5, 91 octane, it's a turbo engine. We understand this. The new one has an 87 sticker. It says fill it with 87 for effectively the same engine.
They probably just tuned it like
Which car, sorry?
They
The
would
new GTI.
GTI.
Oh, it takes
So-
87. Really?
Yeah.
So you can do a lot of that with tuning. Like they probably just retarded the timing and
No, and I get
it
that,
runs on
right?
87.
But doesn't that, so like in years gone by, right? That was like the car it needs 91, it'll retard the timing if you put 87 in, and like it'll be fine because it's pulling timing.
Well,
But
yes.
now they're just
except
doing it.
Gone by when you do it that way, you're relying on the fail safes that have been programmed into the ECU.
Right, and the
to do
knock
it for-
sensors. Yeah.
Now the GTI, it's just meant for 87. So like that's its default setting. You're not relying on the fail safes to keep you from blowing up. It's just
Right.
if you put 91 in it now, it makes no difference unless you get an aftermarket tune for 91.
I figure that any
Hmm.
tune that exists is going to be like immediately put you on 91. I assume that it would just like
Yeah,
it's,
like
you know,
no aftermarket tuner is going to be like, yeah, I'll do you an 87 tune. Sure.
no, it's not even worth the time.
It's a waste.
It's cool.
You know.
Wait, the GTI takes 87 now? Really?
The new one, yeah.
The new one?
It's hard to believe. I didn't believe it at first. I had to actually look it up. Somebody told me, and I was like, "No way!" That's because it's effectively the same engine as the Golf R, but like it's cast out of different materials. And I think the exhaust cam, the lobe on the exhaust for the exhaust is like larger on the cam, because there was a recent breakdown done by like DAP, Deutschland Auto Parts, like where they actually broke down every single piece, and like some of them are so the like. I think the Ford, there's like a lot of the pieces people used to say, oh, the Golf R has forged fucking piston or forged rods or whatever the fuck it was. Apparently the GTI has them too, and the only major differences are a slight difference in the cam, and the actual block is made out of a different mix of alloys that like shed heat better than the GTI. It's more expensive material. So like, it's the same fucking engine, effectively.
Well, I mean, it's literally an EA 888.
Yeah. One is just an R variant of the EA888.
It's fancy EA 888.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is
So-
there's probably a lot of tuning potential.
There's tons.
There's a ton of tune potential for the
Mhm.
EA 888.
It's a
But
great
that
motor.
GTI, you can switch it to run 91.
100%.
Really.
You could probably get 300 wheel
Like-
with just a tune.
GTIs and Golf Rs are probably like one of the most tunable engines and platforms on the market right now. And one
Yeah.
of the platforms and engines that respond the best to like literally just a tune.
Because they're over-engineered, and then they detune them so that they think that it's going to be reliable, which seemingly they are, minus the
What
water
does the new
pump.
they're-
Golf R take? Is it also 87?
91 has to be.
Anyone.
That's more
Like-
boost.
The EA 888 is easily up there with the B58 as just like it loves being tuned.
Fuel octane for the Mark 8 Golf R. What do we got? Minimum 91. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's more boost. It's going to be running hotter. There's going to be probably more chance of pre-detonation, so it just makes sense.
Is the
The
turbo the same in the
Nope.
Oh.
No, that's the major
Golf
difference. So
Rs
the
slightly bigger turbo.
it's marginally larger. The IS-20. Do they still use the IS-20 on the Mark 8? Is that still like the Mark 7? The GTI had the IS-20, which is not very big, and then the Golf R had the IS-38, which 38 millimeter turbo, and then 20 millimeter turbo. Is that
I
how that
have
works?
literally no idea
I'm
what
looking-
turbos the Golfs use.
That's what it is. So the turbo on the GTI is like much smaller. If you were to take like this is for Mark 7 stuff, but I'm sure the Mark 8 very similar. If you were to take a Mark 7 GTI, like the like stage 3, big quotes, is taking the turbo from the Golf R, which is the IS38, which is much larger, and sticking it on the back of the, replacing the turbo on the GTI anyway. So you're kind of paying to get there. I just, if you're gonna do it, like, it makes sense to get like a really base model Mark 8 GTI because they're coming down heavy. But like, I mean, if you could get a Mark 7.5 or Golf R, I think you would be pretty pleased as well. Just a matter of if you can deal with the inside, the interior, the infotainment or not. No, there's lots of tuning potential there. You're right though. Like the B58 and that are kind of go hand in hand with like cars that actually respond to air quote tunes.
Yeah.
For a long time, we had nothing that really, like, people buy like sorry, I'm forgetting what the fuck the tablet is called for like the FRS BRZ.
Oh, OFT.
Yeah, people buy an OFT and they
Yeah.
slap a tune on it. And
That was so stupid, man. Tuning the an NA car, you get nothing.
That's
you
what I'm
change
saying.
the header, you get maybe 10 horsepower. What a waste of money.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, on that platform, I don't know what it was. It was like it was like $5,000 is what it was like to get like a header, a tune, and an exhaust, and
Yeah,
you'd go from like 160 wheel to like 186,
and then like if you lived in the States and
and
were
like a
lucky enough,
very slightly flatter torque curve.
you get
And you sound like
E85.
shit.
Yeah. Oh, I don't understand. Like, just drive the car as it is, man. Just buy an exhaust so you get fun sounds, and just drive the car as it is. It just don't. You're not. The best thing you can do is just spend that money on like gas and seat time, so that you can drive the car better. There's no reason to just start going crazy to get 20
I
horsepower.
feel like I'm wondering if I've lost years of my life just dailying a catless car.
I mean, what you think you get
Like,
poisoned?
Did
Yeah,
you
like
smell it
this-
when you were in the car? Like, I never smelled the BRZ.
Maybe
And I
my
was
car had some
catless.
holes in the bottom or something, but I definitely smelt it.
From the day I picked up my car till the day I sold it, pretty much every time I would drive it, it would smell like burning, like near the engine bay after I got out. And nothing ever came of it. And I don't know if it was just like because of like that nasty, I think we've told it on this, but like that nasty, like, what do you call it, rust proofing that they put on. Maybe that's what it was. But like,
For that long though, just perpetually burning.
but it
You
never,
probably had an oil leak.
never got off. Like, no, because my oil was always full. Maybe
It's a slight oil leak
I
somewhere.
guess. Although, wait, Aaron, didn't we one time go for bubble tea and then you like shine? You're like, that's shiny. That's an oil leak. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
your cam cover.
was that what it was?
Oh,
I think
every
it was,
BRZ
yeah.
cam cover leaks eventually.
Yeah, but mine was resealed because they had to do it for the. But it probably just leaked again. So
Yeah. Did your cam cover leak too, Nick? Mine did. On both engines.
yeah,
allegedly.
mine did.
you mean
It
on
was
the one
actually,
engine?
Yes, on the
I
one
think
engine.
it. Yeah, yours only had one engine. Don't forget that. Mine very slight seep. Sam fixed it after he bought the car for me.
Oh, okay.
How do you fix it? Like, do you take it off and
Yeah.
reseal
You
it?
got to
or-
take the cam cover off and literally like get new gaskets and reseal it.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's.
It's a pretty simple, like straightforward fix, but
yeah, it's like right there.
BRZs are just prone to it.
Well, yeah, like mine was. I remember when I first got my when I did the spark plugs. I got an email from the shop saying like, hey, and I didn't see it in time, but they were like, hey, your cam cover is leaking. We're already in here. Do you want us to take care of it? I didn't see it in time, so they didn't do it. But then the car went in for its explosion rebuild or whatever the fucking valve spring
Valve spring.
recall. So it got resealed anyway. But then I guess 2 years on from that, we were hanging out drinking bubble tea and staring at my leaking cam cover yet again. So what are you gonna do?
I can't believe they did all that work on your engine and just left it so dirty.
Not only that they left it dirty, like because it shat out all its oil. That's part of the reason that it was so dirty, and they'd never cleaned it up. They just pulled the engine out, resealed it, stuck it back in. I
Like,
mean,
I'm shocked they didn't shampoo it or anything. It just looks so gross.
what about that surprises you? It's just fucking some.
I mean, at the end of the day, like if you winter drive your car, if you shampoo your engine, you got like a month before it's just gonna look like trash.
I don't know. His was really bad.
No, mine. It's because of the
I don't know.
fucking.
Mine was pretty fucking gross too, man. Like my engine bay was not nice
Mine
to
was
look at.
worse only because of like the like fucking rust proofing. Like they got all
Well,
over the engine bay.
Oh, that's probably
mine had
it.
rust
Yeah.
proofing too because I got it crowned every year.
Yeah, but mine was that nasty thick
My
shit.
engine bay was full of like gunk because everything would stick to the rust proofing. So
Right.
just
Yeah, I never rust proof mine.
That's a good point to segue because we did. I think we said we wanted to talk about this, but in the last episode we had mentioned like shady. I think we talked about something. Fuck, we've already forgotten. We wanted to talk about shady mechanics. Have you guys had any experiences, either with family or whatever, where like you've like your family member's gone somewhere and then that mechanic has just been like fucking jerking them around? Because I have so many experiences like that. My dad believes that his friends who are mechanics are like not screwing him, but they definitely are.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I've had bad experiences, but I don't think ones where like I've been ripped off or like not realized what was going on.
Right.
Like I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on an earlier podcast, but like I've taken the MR2 somewhere to have a coil over looked at, and nothing came of it, but I still got charged hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
But
that
like
was
I knew what was going on.
yeah. No, you knew that they were basically paying for investigative work, so to speak.
Yeah.
No, I've had a couple. So there's one shop near where I grew up that my aunt sometimes would pass through. Like if she had like a puncture in her tire or something, they patch that shit for like $20, right? Fair enough, in and out. She had just gotten her all the rotors and brakes on her car done at the Chevrolet dealership, and literally the next week gone for a fucking puncture. And the guy was like, "Hey, you got to do your front brakes. You want to get them done? We'll do it for $600." And she was like, "That's funny because here's my invoice from last week where they did and they were done." That's what they do. They just come in, they see a woman, they do, and they're like, "I can scam this woman." Actually, it's funny. Did you see there was like a TikTok or something posted where this girl was going to a shop to get her car that was being worked on or like diagnosed, and the Uber driver she was like, "Can you pretend to be my dad?" And just she knows nothing about cars. The guy was like, "I can do." And then he went. He's like, "We're gonna tell. What about this motor mount?" He's like, "We'll keep an eye on it. You know, don't worry. You don't need to do. We'll you know, if anything, we come back." And the guy like negotiated down like $1,000 of work to like just the oil change and like one little thing, because they just see a woman or someone who's clearly doesn't know what they're doing. They just are like, it's my time to take advantage. Like it's just like kind of predatory. But
That's
also,
awful.
on the other hand, I don't believe that you. This is a very strong opinion, so I'm prepping for this, but I just don't think that you have a right to not know at least a little bit about cars. They're so integral to our society. It's like if you knew nothing about like renting a home. Like you need to know that baseline. Like you need to do Google. You need to figure things out. Like it's the second biggest purchase you will ever make in your life, and for a lot of people, it's the biggest purchase you'll ever make in your life. And you just don't know. It's just fucking.
Just ignorance, bro.
But that's
It's really
ridiculous.
not that hard.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
Even
Well, I
for
mean,
me,
at the
man,
same
like
time, like look at how many people buy homes and they don't get a home inspection, and they're like, "I don't know why the fucking floor is sinking. What do you mean it wasn't built properly?"
Oh, that's
I don't know
just
why there's a
stupid, too.
sinkhole. No, that's ridiculous too. That's ridiculous. Like I don't know, man.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I have been to a shady shop before because when emissions tests were still a thing,
Mm.
the MR2 doesn't have OBD2, so it had to do like the old school tailpipe test, and the only place around here that would do it at the time was like a shitty, sketchy quick lube place in the corner of a Canadian Tire parking lot.
Sweet.
I had to take the MR2 there twice to get it e-tested before they got rid of emissions test, and like you just feel greasy walking into one of those places. Like
So
you just like it just does. It's not even like it's just a shitty environment.
yeah.
And like the whole time, it's like I'm just staring at my car in the parking lot and just following the person working on it with my eyes, because I know what they want to do.
What's that? What do
They
want
want
to do?
fucking rip the car.
Oh yeah, completely. Sorry, I
So it's
thought you
like,
meant like
I have to
scam you.
watch them like a fucking hawk because I know if I take my eyes off them, they'll like try and get like one little burnout in or something.
You know, you made fun of me for standing at the fucking mechanic's window when they're doing work on my car, but you were definitely at the window, like fucking making sure they knew you were there. 100%.
Yeah, but like at least your car was at like the dealership, which is you know like half a
VW
ladder rung
specialist.
above the quick lube place.
half a yeah. Just,
Okay, right? Like this is the shitty,
I
sketchy quick
agree.
lube. I'd fucking handcuff myself to that guy if I could. Like, no, you do the e-test with me in the car.
Yeah, you should do that. Be like, I don't get out of the car. I sit here in the passenger
That's
side.
definitely Corvette
Can you
owner
imagine
energy.
that?
Yeah, that'd be
Right?
insane.
And then like on top of that, it's a manual, and just a lot of people, like even people that work in shops, don't know how to drive manuals. Like when I worked at the dealership, I was the only detailer that knew how to drive a stick.
No, that's wild
That's
work,
terrifying.
honestly. I don't work at a shop, and I think I'm more competent than the quick lube tech, which it's not a
Like,
big
yeah,
achievement.
like
but
anytime there was like a manual car that had to be cleaned, it was like, hey, can you go like drive that into the bay for me? And it's like
okay.
you work at a dealership, you don't know how to drive a stick. What the fuck do you mean?
Well, per last week, they'll teach you how to drive stick on a customer car later. Don't worry. You know. So.
Yeah.
So what do they do? So hold on. So it's a greasy shop. I want to back up for a second. So it's a greasy shop. You feel dirty. We agree. So what happens then? So like do they come in and they go, it's failed, but like if you slip us $200, we'll pass it? Like how does that work?
Well, I don't know how it works because the car passed every time.
Oh,
but
okay, good.
basically, like the tailpipe test it's a 2-speed tailpipe test. So they drive the car into the bay. They got to put like the probes or sensors or whatever, like literally in the tailpipe.
Yeah.
And then they start the car and they do an idle test and get their readings. And then they have to do a test at like 3,000 or 3,500 RPM. So they would rev it up and hold it there for like 20 or 30 seconds, get their readings, and then you'd get your printout. And it's like, here you go, you passed. And then I
But
could
how
go
does
get
that-
my sticker.
I
Did
thought
I
that
ever tell you guys about the sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did I ever tell you guys about that story with the S2000 when I first got it?
No.
I brought it to a shop that was supposed to be reputable, and I had a couple of things I wanted to do like a full fluid flush, and then to change the ABS module. You guys remember that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I
I
remember
remember
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy said he couldn't do it. Like he tried for a couple of hours, and he said, "Oh, I have to keep the car overnight. One of your ports in the ABS module is blocked." And he's like, "I tried everything to get fluid through it and wasn't able to." So he kept the car. And he's like, "I'm gonna go try to figure it out. Don't worry. Go home. Come back next day, and then we'll probably get it figured out." So I go back, and of course the car's like filthy. They left it outside when I clearly asked them to keep it inside. And this is when I first got the car, so I was like
So you're
super
very proud of
paranoid
it, yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to fucking do it. But of course, they still charged me for it.
No, of course they do.
And I was pissed.
I will say a lot of times if your car is at a shop, it'll sit when it's not being worked on during the day, it'll sit outside. But a lot of times it will get brought in at night. If
Oh,
it has
God,
to
I
stay.
fucking hope so.
If they don't, I wouldn't fucking touch that shop with a 10-foot pole.
No.
Bro, after that experience, I was like, I'm gonna go fix my own cars, and that's when I started learning. Like,
Like,
I was
I
the same
remember-
thing. I thought things were a lot harder than it was, and I just bring it to a shop to figure it out. But put in the
Yeah.
time and learn.
Yeah, that's a lot of how cars is. You're like, oh, this is easier than I thought it was, and then before you know it, your car's in pieces. It's on jack stands, and it stays there for 3 or 4 years, and $40,000 later, it's a
all
different
part of the
color with a
fun.
different engine.
That is all part of
Yeah.
the fun. I mean, I don't know. I think for me, the
Man,
only
but wait.
reason I don't-
For
Oh,
that
yeah.
module though, I brought it to another shop, and they were able to do it, no problems.
Hmm.
So I don't know what the fuck that other shop was on about.
I just
The
there's
worst thing
sometimes I
was
get
though,
those-
do it.
when I got the car back, there's fucking brake fluid all over the module though. That was at the final last straw. Like no more mechanics.
they were trying to like shoot through brake fluid through it to just brake
Well, like,
brake fluid or
bench-
brake cleaner. Sorry.
Bench
Brake fluid.
bleeding,
Mm.
bench bleeding, like master cylinders. Yeah, master cylinders and ABS modules. Like that is a thing where you literally take it out of the car and you bleed it on the bench before you install it.
Yeah, so
Especially
you
for
don't give
ABS.
it back to the customer with
Yeah, you obviously
fluid
don't give
all
it back
over
to
the
them
fucking
fucking
thing.
looking like shit. But
Yeah, that's just sloppy work.
like just to put it out there. Bench bleeding is a legitimate step.
Yeah, that I'm
Yeah.
not arguing. It's just retarded, man. Like a lot of these guys, they also function on volume, so they overbook themselves. So you go
Yeah.
there and you end up having to wait hours for what's like a simple oil change.
Yeah,
Bro, a
but
lot of
every
these
I just
guys
shop
hate
does
that.
function on fucking cigarettes, cocaine, and vodka.
Yeah, pretty much. But also they
Like,
all overbook and they do that shit and then they like can't get your car in and then like even like dealers, Hyundai, like they overbook the shit cuz all
yeah,
the
well,
cars are
I mean, we
broken.
touched upon it in like the dealer convo, but like even the Supra, like anytime I have to, like it goes in once a year, it gets one yearly service, which is usually just like an oil change and an inspection, and I always schedule it for 8:30 in the morning, like literally as early as I can, and I will never get it. I've never gotten it back before like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 100%. Like I don't even like all these shops basically function on ripping people off on brakes and oil changes and they don't really do any other like real work, which is why when we talk about like indie shops and specialty shops, like I'm like right now, like even though I haven't done any crazy work on the car or anything, like I found a reputable shop. I found someone who is in like the big modified VW scene, like just happened upon him actually. He walked into my dad's office to do some work and then he was like, "You know anything about these cars?" And he's like, "I own like a super modified Golf R." I'm like, "Oh, beautiful." So he gave me a lot of good information, but like you got to find a good shop who actually do like performance shit if you care about this. If you go to a random like misgas shop, like that's all they subsist on. Cigarettes, oil changes and brake jobs and vodka, like you said. It's just not worth it. Like anybody, and we said this the other week too. Anybody can spin up like a fucking mechanic shop, like a fucking independent shop. It takes nothing. Like I wouldn't trust them, but it takes nothing to do it. So, and what's
Yeah,
fucked
I
up
think it
too
also
is you were
comes down
really
to
proud of
if
that
you
car.
pay for what you get.
No,
You know, like
but that's the thing too. It's like if I being me were to spin up like an independent mechanic shop, I would absolutely price it extremely high and I would cater only to like luxury cars. Like I would put that image out there
So
because one,
basically, only the people that actually follow the maintenance schedule.
well, yeah, I would definitely not allow any Maseratis in my shop. Let's say that. It's probably only BMWs and Audis.
You know, like
yeah,
sometimes I think about it, but like people that work like exclusively on like exotics or Porsches, like yeah, a lot of the work is a lot more involved because of where you need to go or what you might need to take out to access certain things, but like every one of those bolts probably comes out like butter.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I like a Ferrari mechanic has probably never seen like a seized Canadian winter bolt
no, never. Maybe on
on a
like a
ball joint that he
1960s.
spends 3 fucking hours having to take out, and he's got the fucking blowtorch there with him.
Yeah, like anybody, and that's the thing. Anybody who buys like the worst Dino out there that's been sitting in a barn or something, they're not taking it to the Ferrari dealership. They're like working on it in their garage and making a YouTube video about it. So like, yeah, no, I agree. Basically, what we're saying is Ferrari techs have soft hands.
soft
They do
hands,
have
brother.
soft hands.
Soft hands, brother. Yeah.
They got
No.
their Ferrari branded gloves to do their work. No fingerprints in the engine bay allowed.
Oh, I saw a video of a guy servicing an LFA doing its like yearly service, and it just like looks like the most like easy slow thing because of course you have to be certified to do that. Like there's a whole program
Yeah.
for it. So just like he got certified and now like everybody in the back is like fucking ripping their head off trying to get like that 17-year-old Corolla's oil change done but the fucking the filter seized on or something. But he's just like, yes, a car that's had 1,000 kilometers on it.
My favorite part about those videos of like things like the LFA or the Carrera GT or just like even just exotics in general getting serviced is like all the specialty tools and things they have access to and like things on wheels to make their life easier
Yeah.
to do
Oh,
their job that like a normal technician definitely doesn't have access to.
dude, one
Which
time,
like in the case of the LFA is hilarious because you know like just on the other end of the garage there's like an old ES 300 or something that
yep.
has like a fucking seized like I don't know control arm bolt or something that the tech's been fighting with for 4 hours.
It's got like a seat, like a fucking cat that's fucking rust welded on that they can't fucking replace. It won't pass emissions. Oh my god. I just could not. That's the thing, right? We've said this. We would not work in an economy dealer. We all agree. If we had to work in a dealer, like premium and up, but
Yep.
there's gonna be people that bring their Acura Legend, and not the good one, not a good Acura Legend, like the worst Acura Legend in the world. That you're still gonna get those fucks that roll in who are like, I take it to the dealer. Like, sir, your car is 95% rust. Like, it's not happening, man. Oh fuck, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
No, the only way I'm working on cars is portion up for me.
Yeah. No,
That's
but
all
then
I'm
you'll get
touching.
shitty Macans. You'll get shitty Macans and Cayennes, and
Oh fuck, that's right.
that's actually like just as bad as the like the piece of shit Acura Legend
Probably
ES400.
worse.
Yeah, probably.
No space to the engine bay.
Yeah. How many cam covers are you gonna have to fucking do?
Oh fuck.
All of them.
Dude, you can't win. This is the
Who
thing.
knows though? Actually, oh, you know
Yeah?
what? They'll all be warranty jobs, so you got to be doing them. Yeah.
You got to be doing them. And on top of that, you can't escape it if you go to fucking Lamborghini either, because you're gonna get shitty Uruses that come in all the time with
I feel like
300,000
every
kilometers.
Urus out there, like there's no Urus out there that has more than like 10,000 miles on it.
You'd be surprised. I have seen
Would I?
so
Look at it right
Like,
now. I see a lot of them
many.
on the road.
Other than like a rental Urus.
But all of
There's
them are
a-
rental
like, a guy
Uruses,
across
man.
the street here,
Oh,
Daly's theirs.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Kinda
look it up. Let's
insane.
see what's how many are for sale and how many of them have more than, let's call it 100,000 kilometers or 50,000. We'll work
What's
up
the
from
cheapest
there.
one? Go
Okay,
for
we'll
that.
find out. Let's see.
Cheapest
All right,
Urus.
Lamborghini Urus in our area. Okay, this one is okay.
Do it for
Do
nationally.
all of Canada. Do all of
Nationally?
Canada.
Okay, we'll do nationally.
What's
All right.
the cheapest
Put in a bid,
Urus?
you guys. What do you think the cheapest Urus is? Put in a bid.
I'm gonna say
150.
180.
Nick is the closest without going over. So the cheapest Urus is 188 grand. It's local to us, and it's got 118,000 kilometers on it in 6 years. So it's been out there. It looks like most of them have about 50 to 60,000
20K a year.
kilometers. Yeah.
So
Most
that
of them
one
are.
Urus owner, who's the outlier, because you just said most have 50 to 60K.
Yeah.
That one Urus owner has driven the average amount of kilometers that a normal person drives in a year, which is
But
about
this is-
20K.
This is my thing though, right? Is that this car doesn't get put away in the winter. It doesn't matter how much you drive it. It's about going out in the winter, going for a short trip, getting covered in salt, parking it. Is what creates shitty bolts. So
It's true, but at the same time, the materials they use under the Urus are probably not the same cheap Asian metals that get used on an old Acura Legend.
are you sure
Chinesium.
about that? Are you sure about that?
Probably.
You sure they're not
I know
disposable?
it is. I know it is technically like a Q8 or whatever underneath.
It's technically a VW.
Yeah, like it. At the end of the day, it is a VW product with a little bit of badge engineering, but there is more nice materials going on underneath, I think, than I'd say things coming out of the Japanese realm.
I think you're probably right. I think that makes very little difference when it comes to Canadian roads. Probably a little bit, actually, maybe like 5 to 10% easier for sure, but probably a surprising amount of rust is going to be on there.
How are the bolts in your car? That could be a direct comparison.
My car,
Yeah.
Anthony's never
whenever I
seen
go
them
to
underneath, he
I've
doesn't
never
know.
seen them. I don't know. But the brakes, when they did the brakes recently, like they literally they did not look stressed at all. They came off super clean. Like they didn't have to mallet them like they did with my FRS. Like just popped right off. So
It's basically a
knows?
Urus.
basically, a
I will say
Urus.
the exhaust on the STI is getting a little surface rusty, as all
Mm.
Japanese exhausts do from the factory. Everything else looks fine though, and comes out easily. But I do get it crowned every year.
Yep, I did not do anything this year because my car's been on the road for I don't know how long, and it was a lease. So that guy did not crown that car. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it for the vibe either. I just every time I see rust, just hit it with some black paint, and it's like it wasn't even there.
Is your car rusty?
The vibe? Of
Yeah.
course, there's surface rust underneath. It's a fucking
underneath, okay.
18-year-old.
Yeah, I'm talking about like on the like body panels.
Oh no, that small, tiny little rust bubble on the rear hatch near
Mm,
where like the wiper is, like where the fluid comes down
right.
from the rear window. But who the fuck cares?
Yeah. Well, I don't think any of us are capable. I think we would all quit pretty quickly if we were techs at pretty much any dealer. I could like maybe Ferrari, but now they're gonna have an SUV.
So basically,
Ferrari.
they have the Puro Sang now, the V12 SUV.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
probably
what
going
I'm
to be like
saying.
their best selling thing ever. So
Yeah.
basically, we all just need to be techs at like an exotic indie shop that only works on the fucking waxed with a diaper, taken out
Yeah.
twice a year.
I
C5
think I
Corvette.
could work on Hondas. They're pretty simple.
No, you could not. You would be miserable.
Oh, they're pretty
think you
good.
have a
They're pretty
fantasy of
easy. What's
working on
wrong with
Hondas.
Hondas?
Everybody who
Everything's just
owns them
there.
doesn't take care of them. By default, they are not taken care of. Even
When I
the
did
same
my
thing.
suspension, it was very rusty, but it still got everything off without like using a torch or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but like,
So maybe I got lucky.
that you're basically on like borrowed time right now. Enough Hondas in a row, and you're gonna hit that one bolt, that one suspension bolt that takes you all fucking day to get out.
This is a
And
suspension
you're
Yeah.
gonna
bolt that's
need that
gonna
torch.
like change the trajectory of your life. Like that's how bad that bolt is gonna be. Like you're gonna lose an arm, like trying to get that bolt off.
Yeah, like it's gonna be the one bolt that like your back's never gonna be the same after that one. You're gonna quit.
Fine.
You're gonna have to quit snowboarding or something.
We're gonna all have to be Ferrari techs. Fine.
Look, if I think you have a fantasy of working on Hondas and wearing the Honda jumpsuit. You could think you just got your
Yes.
tools.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You fucking, I know, I could see it. Just see it. Don't you own like a jumpsuit of some kind, like a
No,
mechanic
no.
jumpsuit?
I would buy one though. If one came up, a Honda jumpsuit, a
I
nice
believe
red
it.
one. Yeah,
I
Honda
believe
I'd
it
wear it.
100%.
I'd wear it to our meet.
Fucking smoking a dart in the garage doing brakes.
Oh yeah.
100%.
That would be Aaron.
That's the male fantasy, is just wearing a Honda Tech jumpsuit and smoking a fucking imported Japanese cigarette in your fucking garage.
I wear
Lucky
that
Star
shit
or whatever
everywhere.
they're called.
I'd wear it to our meet, to our drives. Wear it
It's
in the
only legit
house.
if you're only wearing the bottom half of the jumpsuit and the top half is like tied around your waist.
Dude,
You have a
that's-
black tank top. That's
that's
how
the
you know.
look. We killed Aaron.
I need to find that. Where can I find that? Do we have any
Basi-
friends that work on Honda that can get me one of those? Do they even wear those?
Not really, I don't think. I think they wear like coveralls, but I don't know if they're necessarily Honda branded.
Yeah, like they do have like a mechanics, like same thing as when you work at Toyota. Although North America is not really big on the jumpsuit. That's more of a Japan or Asia thing.
Yeah.
North America's like a collared shirt and pants.
For a tech?
Yeah,
What the fuck? That's
yeah,
wild
like collared
work.
shirt, pants.
Collared shirt.
Not like a business casual shirt or anything, but like I don't
What
really
does
know
that
how to
look
describe it, but it's literally like I don't
It's like a
Honda-
Dickies kind of shirt, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, I see it. Yeah.
like here. This is the Toyota technician's outfit, for example.
I actually found the Honda one. If you're interested. Let me see the two. Yeah, that's what kind of looks like. If you look up Honda technician uniform or Toyota technician uniform, I see what they're saying.
Like that. Like it's not like you're not wearing it to a business meeting, but you're not like, working in a beater.
Right. But
I don't like this.
no, it doesn't
No.
drip like a fucking full jumpsuit. I do like it, like what you're saying, like whether it's just like half on and tied around the fucking waist. Like that's the look. It's basically like a racing suit, really, if you think about it, because like that's kind of what they wear. Oh, look,
Yeah, more or less.
if you look up Honda jumpsuit, I'm gonna send it to you. But like if you look up Honda jumpsuit, this white one, that's exactly what Aaron is desiring. He would wear it everywhere.
Bro,
Crazy work to
yes,
make
I
it
need that.
white. Like that's
That would never fly in Canada. That shit would be destroyed in 10 minutes in the winter.
yeah. Oh man. I think there is the male fantasy is being like the fucking most skilled technician. Just like
I am the most skilled technician in my home.
that's you, the dogs, and your fiance.
Yep. I fix all the cars in this house.
I don't think I am in my house.
Really?
Second most skilled.
Your dad is more skilled than you?
Yeah, probably. He knows all that weird like old school shit. That's like,
Right.
you're like, yeah, it's doing something weird. It sounds like this, and he'll like fucking like tap it 3 times with his finger and put his ear up to it and be like, oh, you need to do one of these, and then it works.
That's yeah. I think that information is dying because I know exactly what you're talking about. I think
He's like
that
he's like one of those.
yeah. So that's more like life experience than it is mechanical prowess. It's like it's just having that like arcane knowledge about what you
Pre
need to do.
ODB2, that's what he needed.
A what?
Pre ODB2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's
Use
like
your
he
own
grew up.
diag.
He like there wasn't even OBD1 when he was growing up. It was just like, fuck, where's the noise coming from and what parts are there?
Yeah. I could not imagine. Like it must have been a wild time to like not necessarily be a technician, but like service a car, like to figure out what's going wrong with it. Like that must have been like wild work.
Oh, a lot of times it's piss easy. Carbureted cars,
Really?
there's no electronics. Like fuel pumps are all mechanical. It's all like vacuum based. So like
That's
it's a lot simpler.
Hmm.
Because when everything's mechanical, like the issue is going to be there somewhere along the line. There's either going to be something that's like cracked or broken that shouldn't be, or
100%.
like,
But that
like
becomes the
the issue
problem.
now is like, fuck, if there's one split wire in the car that shouldn't be, well,
Yeah, but
good fucking
vacuum leaks
luck.
are insane to chase down. Like we know that. Like especially with the
Well, yeah,
older cars.
yeah, except on a carbureted car when there's like 3 vacuum lines on the whole
Sure.
fucking car.
That's true. You're not wrong.
Like carburetors in and of themselves, like they're very complicated. Like if you actually see one taken apart
Yeah.
and like how to rebuild them or like tune them properly, like that is a
Witchcraft.
fucking that yeah, it's literally which if you've ever watched somebody tune like Weber carbs to get them to like sync their idle properly, it's insane.
I will
It's
look
it's
into that
it's
because I've never seen that.
like they have like a little wand that they put in front of all the port openings to measure
Really?
the airflow and shit, and it's with like a little gauge on them, and it's wild. It's crazy.
That's too many things. That's too many things for me. If sound like a little boy.
Yeah, and then like think like most cars back then, like a 4-cylinder. If you had Weber carbs, you'd have 2 Weber carbs because each Weber is
Right.
2 cylinders. Lamborghini would have 6 of them on a V12.
Fuck off. No, man. I'm
So
not
there would
even.
be people out there trying to sync 6 carbs to get like a Countach running properly.
I can see why back in the day it was like
Yeah.
it would have been
And it would be
expensive
like,
work.
yeah, and it would always be like some old Italian man with glasses
Smoking a cigarette.
smoking, and you'd pull up with the Countach and like he'd hear it from the parking lot. He'd be like, your carbs are off.
Do you think that was like the precursor to like you need brakes? Like just immediate your carbs are off. I feel like none of that is true. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's lying. Like okay, we're so far removed from it that it's kind of hard to make like a reasonable assessment, but like anything
But like
like that
with carb cars, it's true. Like if you only have like most V8s will only have like one carburetor on them in the middle, or like a dual
Right.
barrel carb or something, and like that's not so bad. But like if you've actually like been around like even old Datsuns, if they have like triple Webers or triple Makunis or something, like it literally sounds different at idle. It sounds worse when they're not in sync.
I
Like it
believe
just
you.
doesn't sound as healthy.
I believe you,
And
but my
it's
skepticism
weird.
is going off.
Oh, I know. It's just like it's one of those things where like you literally wouldn't believe it unless you've like seen the whole process happen start to finish.
Because you kind of have to
And it's
acknowledge that there's a level of skill well beyond that you just couldn't possibly understand. Right? Like and
yeah,
then
like it's
also
one of
that
those
person has
things
good
where like
intentions.
yeah, like it's one of those things where like to do it properly, you've been doing it for like years.
I don't
What does a bad carb sound like?
I don't know.
It sounds like a sort of like a lumpy,
This would say lumpy.
unhealthy idle. Like it sounds like the car is kind of like gasping for
Choking
air
for
a little
air?
bit.
Yeah,
Or
struggling to
choking.
breathe.
I've never been around any carbureted cars, so I don't know what that's like.
Definitely hurt, but like I don't know what the difference, because I will say carbureted cars in general kind of sound lumpy, but I guess it's more lumpy than usual. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like it just. I don't really know how to describe it other than it sounds a little bit like they're struggling to run.
Yeah.
And like like you hear it coming mostly in the exhaust, but like it sounds like timing is off or something is off.
Yeah, but engines like this is a bit of a derail, but like engines are really strange in general though, because like we've talked about this before, but like for example, the FRS and the BRZ just sound fucking broken. Like if you lift the hood, it sounds like something is wrong.
What
Yeah,
is
they
that?
sound
That's
very
the
agricultural.
direct injection, right?
I guess so. And then you get crickets from the direct inject system if you have too much ethanol in the fuel. So it sounds even more fucking broken. So like for me, every time I would hear my car, I'd be like, is it broken or am I overthinking this? But I guess the answer was that I was overthinking it. So I don't know. Until it was broken, but that was a different thing. It was never like a. I've been fortunate enough to not ever be like stranded. So knock on wood on that one. Let's keep that trend going.
Yeah. I mean that's why a lot of modern cars have like the big like plastic or foam covers on top of them. Is it literally deadens the sound of the direct injector, so you don't hear that tick 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 tick
Right, because it sounds.
as they're firing. Because it literally makes it sound like your car's broken.
Yeah. I wonder, because like I guess we could touch on this, and maybe it's a good place to call it. But like we're all in tune and listen very effectively to like cars. You know, pretty much immediately when you've got like a wheel bearing that's off, or like something is wrong where the car sounds different, or whatever the case is. Like pretty quickly we pick up on it. Like I remember with the FRS, one of the wheel bearings was out, and I knew immediately. Like when I reached a certain speed, I'm like, I've never heard this very light sound coming from behind me. Something's wrong. Do you think that that's like we're just some sort of autism, or do you think that like is it just being a car person, or like I don't know, because like when I point it out to people they do notice it, but do you think most people just aren't even like they just turn up the music and they're like whatever? Like
Yeah, like I think it's like one of those things where it's like when you care about something or like when you're enthusiastic about something, you look for the nuances and the change versus like
you're just more in tune with your car. That's what
yeah,
it
like I
is.
don't want to say like when you don't care, but when you just sort of let things happen as they happen, you're not stuff like that, you just don't pick up on it.
yeah, probably. I think this is not exactly.
Do you ever
probably,
drive a friend's or a significant other's car and you like just notice everything that's off with it and you call it out?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Literally immediately. Like, almost as soon as I get in the car, and I will just start listing it off to them like this is wrong, this is wrong, this is broken, this shouldn't do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've driven like with my mom's car, my brother's car, and my sister's car. I've driven all of them, and pretty much immediately I've been like, okay, this needs to go in. This is fucked. Like, yeah, it's just maybe we're just enthusiasts.
Specialtism, you know.
That's our special interest.
Specialtism.
Yeah, I guess. Like it's just I don't know.
I
And then
just
at the same time, there's like all the noises your car makes that it's the normal noise for it. It's like, oh yeah, it does that.
yeah, but then I end up over analyzing it because I'm thinking like if this noise is now bothering me, that must mean it's different than my memory of this noise. Do you know what I mean? Do you do that?
Yes.
Like where you're like,
I have done that sometimes. Where like sometimes I'll be letting like the MR2 sort of like idle down before I shut it off, and like I'll open the engine lid sometimes just to sort of let the heat out. And I like it. I don't know if it's I'm just noticing the noise more that night, but I'll be like, "Fuck, is that rod knock? I hope it's not rod knock."
I 100% do that shit too. I've done it less with the Golf R, but the FRS I did it all the time. Probably because it was like having so many problems near the end where I was just like, and now is this happening now? So it was always a worry. Smells are a big one for me.
Most of the time it's fine, but sometimes I do have those moments where it's like, fuck, did something break?
I get that with the S2000 actually, because after I don't know, it sounds like a sewing machine sometimes.
Is that the direct inject?
I don't think it's direct
Yeah,
injection.
I know on the MR2 that's like that sort of like when it's idling or it even increases with RPMs, but that like sort of tapping sound, it's because the cams in the MR2 are they're called flat tappet by design, but basically what it means is the cams the lobes actually like hit the buckets that open the valves
Hmm.
and it's sort of like the sound of that contact.
Is that metal on
Like
metal?
there's a layer of oil between,
Oh,
obviously, otherwise it would destroy the engine. But like that's what that sound is.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, and
And I
the
don't think the
Fit engine's
S2000
loud too. Yeah,
The
I
fit
don't think
might
the
be
just
loud.
Hondas in
S2000
general.
has flat tappet cams. I'm pretty sure the F series uses like rocker arms.
Hmm. Your car might be
And
about to
then
explode, Aaron. Time to
Maybe
sell it.
time to sell it.
Time to sell it to that single mom, her dream car.
we'll just J swap it. The engine goes and put a V6 in there.
Dude, that's the move.
An NSX engine, yeah, let's do that.
100%. Well, I guess we could call it there. Next time on Curbrash, Aaron's engines explodes, and we.
No, don't say that. Definitely not.
That's
Yeah, no,
bad.
he just started driving his car for the year. You're gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you?
We're
Oh,
gonna go knock on some wood.
yeah. Knock on some wood. Did you end up swapping the clutch master cylinder?
Not yet.
Well, might end up being the first Curbrash video. We'll see how long he takes.
I think I'm driving the car tonight. Do you think it's a good idea?
Yeah, go
it's
for it.
probably nice enough still outside. It's gonna start getting cold really fast
Mhm.
now, like over the next few hours.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, you better do it now. All right. Well,
You're looking outside. They don't know if there's any salt.
no, there's no salt.
Ooh, no, I don't think they put any down
No.
yesterday because of how the weather was today. But that's up to you. Maybe when you do the master, you should put the coils on in your wheels.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do this in progression. I'm gonna do tires and wheels, and
Before
then I'm
you
gonna
do coils,
do coils after. Yeah, I want to feel how the car feels stock
will they
with
fit
proper
like
tires.
with the stock suspension? Like they're not super wide
Yeah,
or anything,
they'll be
are they?
fine.
Okay.
They're pretty much like stock size
All right.
plus a little
Plus
bit.
a half inch.
It's gonna be like crazy height. You look like a monster
Maybe you
truck.
get some. I don't know if y'all get any poke. I don't think so.
Gonna feel that stock suspension geometry with real tires for once.
That 20-year-old.
What if it's
stock
like
suspension
really good
geometry.
and I don't feel like I don't even need?
Then you just get lowering
coilovers?
springs, right? You
Well,
can't.
no,
No,
you
just
can
do
put-
nothing.
You can put the O-lings on and just set them to stock height.
You already
I
bought
do
them.
want to
you
lower
can
it though.
You do still get like the damping improvements that like I don't care how good the stock S2000 suspension is at this point. It's like a 30-year-old damper design, so
Yeah.
any modern O-lings coilover is going to be better.
That's an upgrade right there.
Fair enough. Should I do all the bushings too? Should I just replace everything?
While you're in there.
I mean, I probably would
spend it?
eventually, yeah, just because they're almost 20 years old at this point. Like even just by age, they're going to be a little bit.
How much
dry
you
rotted.
did that in the BRZ, right? All your bushings, benching bushings.
So in the BRZ, I did motor mounts, shifter bushing, transmission mount bushing, or whatever it was, and then all the subframe and diff bushings. And it did make a really big difference. Like I maintain to this day, if I ever had another BRZ, I would do those before I did like headers and an exhaust in a tune.
Right.
Um,
You would never own another BRZ, but
no, I wouldn't. But if I did, I would do that first. Except instead of like fully polyurethane engine mounts, I'd probably just go with STI mounts instead. I was fine with the poly mounts in my early 20s. Now maybe something a little less harsh.
now in your old
But
age.
in the MR2, I did.
Wait. Those are your Perrin mounts, right? No.
Yeah.
You had the Cusco ones or the Perrin?
Perrin.
Man, that was insane. I remember sitting in your car and revving it, like the whole fucking car shook. Not
Yeah.
in a good way either.
Not in a
The
good-
MR2 has poly engine mounts, but I'm okay with that because I only drive it on the weekends.
Right.
But the MR2 suspension, I did replace everything except instead of bushings, it's all Heim jointed. So there's like no play in the suspension at all. Like if I run over a blade of grass, I'll feel it through the wheel.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want that. Should I do that?
So
How
that's
much did you
2000.
pay somebody to do that?
So on the MR2, I did it myself. It was just a bolt-on kit. So I did it while I was building the car.
Oh, but
The BRZ
no. For your suspension parts, like your bushings and your control arms and all that, you never did those, right?
on the
your car?
BRZ, I had a shop do it because I was getting the clutch done at that same shop. So I was just like, fuck it, put the bushings in. You're taking the transmission out anyways. It's an easy time to do it.
But those are the trans and engine mounts. But you didn't do the
I didn't do the
suspension
suspension
bushings.
bushings. No.
Okay.
Hmm.
I feel like that would be very expensive because just like 3 bushings per arm, like 6. The guy take it
No,
off, punch it out, put it in.
Because the way it works is basically like the factory bushings, you literally cut them out and then you press the new ones in with bushing grease. And for the love of fucking God, you have to use bushing grease or you will never get over the squeaks. So like, I don't know, if you wanted to do the whole car, like, yeah, they'd probably charge you six-ish hours maybe. But the actual like parts
6-ish
themselves
hours.
are maybe a few $100.
Yeah.
You can't do
Damn.
that like in your driveway or in your garage. You have to have like a press, right?
No,
Yeah,
you
you
could
could
do
buy
it
a
in your
cheap press.
driveway or the garage. You could either get a cheap press or I forget the exact name of the tool, but it's basically like a vise and you just wind one end and the other end is solid and eventually you just wind it enough to where the bushings are pressed in.
All right. Well, Curbrash video number 2, doing all the bushings in Aaron's S2000.
I don't think I'll do that one myself,
No?
to be honest. That's a lot of
Yeah,
work.
I mean, if you ever want to feel what it's like, feel free to hop in the MR2. It's an experience for the senses, that's for sure. Like you literally feel everything. Like
Yeah, let's
That's
take
not
you
what
up
you
on
want.
that.
we can end on it, but basically like there is no leisurely driving the MR2. There is like you are driving it and you know you are driving it. And when you're done, you're like, fuck, I need a shower and a nap. That's what it's like driving the MR2.
That's what he's always said about driving the MR2. When he goes home, he needs a shower because he smells like gas.
Yep.
Doesn't the gas tank run like kind of like in the
It
middle?
literally sits, it's in the middle of the car under the center console.
Yeah. It's the wildest design for a gas tank.
Wait, it runs down the center console?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is literally under your arm.
Fuck. Wow. Like,
There's
what if
like
you get in an accident and it catches fire?
there's like where the transmission tunnel is in a normal car, gas tank in the MR2.
Yep. I mean,
Wow.
it's a mid-engine car. What else are you going to do? Don't have a choice. I wonder what
Yep.
they do in like modern mid-engine cars like the Emira and stuff. You think it's the same
Usually the
design?
gas tank is like
in the
vertical,
front.
sort of where the firewall is.
Hmm.
So like instead of like running along the bottom of the car and being wide, it's like tall and skinny and runs in like the firewall area.
Okay. What about Porsche? Because you fill that shit up from the front. I guess I've never thought about it, but I guess that tank is in
Their
the front.
their gas tanks are like front middle, I think.
Huh.
Because that's the thing with Porsches is like the front end goes light when they get low on gas.
Mm.
Gotta make sure that shit's full, bro. Oh, well, I guess that's a good place to end. Next time, Aaron's gonna have a car that's hard as nails. You should do it, man. It'll be good. We'll do something. We're gonna do something involving Aaron's S2000 in a video someday, I promise. We'll get to it. It's free labor, Aaron.
Yeah, you guys gotta come over.
Yeah. I mean, you got the garage space.
Yeah.
And
You know
it's
what I just
clean.
thought of?
Yeah.
Wait. I ordered tires. Where the fuck are my tires? It's been a week.
How did you
I haven't heard
forget?
from them. I
thought
just
you got
remembered
them.
that. No,
Didn't you get like tracking or anything in an
Next
email?
I
time
didn't
on
get
Curbrash.
shit. All I got was a fucking like weird ass invoice order confirmation. I gotta follow up with them. Thanks
Next
for
time on
reminding me.
Curbrash, Aaron teaches you how to do a chargeback on your credit card. Dude,
Next time on Curbrash, we break the tire vendor's kneecaps.
next time on Curbrash, arson is on the table.
Next time on Curbrash, hopefully I get my tires.
I fucking hope so, man. Holy shit.
Next
Bro,
time
it's
on
been like
Curbrash,
a
we
week.
steal
I haven't
Civic
heard
and get it
shit
retired.
from them.
Well,
Because they told me it would take 2 to 3 days to order in that rear pair.
yeah.
But bro, it's been a week.
You
Like,
better
I should have
call
heard
them.
something.
You better call them. How to initiate a chargeback. That's going to be the first Curbrash video. How to steal from a tire vendor. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're going to have to go figure this out now. It's $1,200 or whatever the fuck. It's a lot of money.